Well, I hope you got your coffee, and we are tuned in here. Yes, we are at the Stranger Oddities show, and we are looking at some of Steven Seagal's movies. Yes, if you're like me, where you were stuck in the '90s of his heyday, Steven Seagal is definitely one of those that I grew up with, and my grandma loved Steven Seagal. So that's kind of where I kind of got stuck there and watched a lot of his films in the day. And of course, back when I was watching them, he only had about like 3 or 4 of them out. So kind of going through, and of course, his early ones are without a shadow of a doubt the best ones. And so when you're looking at them, you got Above the Law. I believe the Above the Law was the very first one he did, and that one came out in like the very late 80s. I want to say 88 or 89, Above the Law had come out. And that really, definitely, everybody gravitated towards it. It was such a refreshing film. You actually had a guy that was the real deal. I mean, he could actually do these things and flip people and martial arts kind of stuff. So it was a big thing, and it followed it up with Hard to Kill, which is just in a sense you're like okay, when I remember first watching that, I said, "Wow, he got killed in it." I mean, but in reality, he just gets put in a hospital, comes back to life, and so and I will never forget that line of "I'm gonna take you to the bank." The blood bank. He's always had that grave whisper in most of his films, and even more so now. I think most of the recent films with him, it's almost hard to hear him in his films. He's got to speak up a little bit, and I think in some cases they've actually just overdubbed his voice, trying to make up for it or something. But so if you're gonna watch any of his films, if you've never watched any Seagal films, which I find it hard to believe that some people have not watched his films, definitely Above the Law, Hard to Kill, Marked for Death, Under Siege, Out for Justice. Those are going to be the ones definitely to check out if you've never seen any of them. That way you have at least some sort of idea that he was actually, the films were actually really good. I think he started going downhill with On Deadly Ground. On Deadly Ground was kind of that shaky movie where a lot of people were like, really? Like, what is this? I actually like it. It's not bad. It's not a bad film. It was decent, but, it was, I believe he directed that one as well. So that was kind of an oddball thing because he did direct that one. And I'll never forget, moving on to his more, let's see here, I'll look up the filmography just so I can see what the timeline is here of his films, because there's quite a lot of them that he has since then has so many movies that went straight to video. So the lineup, once he did On Deadly Ground, he did direct it. He also that was his directorial debut. He did Under Siege 2, Dark Territory. A lot of people didn't like that film. I love it. I actually really do like that movie. That's actually one of my favorite ones that he's done. Is got to be Under Siege 2, Dark Territory. Something about train movies like that. That's just my personal. I love those kind of movies. Definitely like those. And the fact that it's done in, you got kind of that wintry setting. You can tell it's cold out. Everybody's got jackets on. Kind of a neat movie. I like it. And of course, it's got Everett McGill on it, and I've already done a review on that movie and talked about it. Moving on from there, he did Executive Decision, and executive decision. He's like in the beginning, and then he just dies. Spoiler alert: 96 executive decision. He gets. I think he falls out of the airplane or something. The Glimmer Man was the next one up, and that was kind of like a weird one. I've heard a lot of weird things about on set with that. Was like that he had got through like this spiritual moment in his life, and he was kind of going back and forth with that, so it was kind of strange. And of course, that's nothing new that you hear from other actors and directors and stuff. He's rather difficult to work with. Fire Down Below comes out, which is another one of those. Fire Down Below might as well just be on Deadly Ground Part 2. I mean, that's pretty much what that should just be. And then he did The Patriot. 1998, he did Patriot. I remember renting this on videotape. This was the first time, I recall, this is the first time that this was, this movie went straight to video. This went right to videotape. This did not go into theater and nothing like that, because I believe Fire Down Below was in the theater. In fact, I do recall seeing that. I think I may have seen that with my dad in the theater, to be honest. But I know The Patriot went straight to videotape. We rented that on VHS, and I forget, walking out of the video store, it was this place called Video Show Place. We had rented this thing, and we were very excited about it. And we talked to one of the guys that worked there. And this, this is back in the day. This is awesome times back when the video store rental stuff was just, that was your entertainment. I mean, that was your source of entertainment. This is long before people were streaming stuff on the internet, anything like that. I mean, this is the Be Kind Rewind days. Send me back any time of the week, man. But we were walking out of there, and we asked the guy, well, we rented The Patriot. How is that? And the guy just kind of does he was on a smoke break or something. He goes, I don't know. He explained it. He goes, he's getting old. He's getting pudgy. And we were like, wow, really? Like, I mean, this guy just told, but in reality, in hindsight, looking back, I mean, this guy called it like it was, man. He was the most truthful reviewer right there. When we watched it, yeah, sure. I mean, The Patriot is definitely not going to be out for justice. It's not going to be hard to kill, above the law. It's not going to be those. So, and it's like, he has this line that's awesome. He disarms the guy in his usual Aikido way, and he's like, I'm no terrorist. I'm here to help you. And he, like, hands the gun back to him. But, and then it was just nothing. You just didn't really hear from him after that. It was like a couple of years of, like, nothing. And then the millennium shows up, Y2K, I remember all that. And then here it is, 2001 rolls around, and Exit Wounds comes out. And it's like, wow, what is this? It's in the theater, it's big screen, it's big time. He looks pretty good. It looks like he actually made an effort to present himself in a better way in his film. And without a doubt, Exit Wounds is pretty good. Exit Wounds is almost like a throwback to his other films. Sure, he's a little older. He may be a little slower. Some people may argue that. But Exit Wounds, he was back in action, kicking butt. Steven Seagal. And then it just kind of got weird. Ticker, which not many people even know about. I didn't really know about it until we rented it. We saw it and was like, what the heck is this? And it's a very strange movie. They're like bomb squad or something, and they go around disabling bombs and stuff. But yeah, Ticker was a strange one. In the front of the VHS cover tape, if I recall right, it looked like some kind of like a family, like a buddies getting together for a barbecue, and they took a little photo, like everybody kind of got together and went, yay, and it's like, oh yeah, and it's like, oh, let's just use that as the cover or something like that. I remember there was like a group of them. There was like him, Tom Sizemore, and a few other ones I don't even know, and it looked like some kind of like happy looking photo from a barbecue from like Jimmy's like last Saturday barbecue kind of thing. It's like, what the heck? Half Past Dead comes out. Half Past Dead, another attempt for like Exit Wounds Part 2 or something. Didn't work, flopped in the box office. It did go to the theater, it just didn't work. And I think at that point, somebody probably said, you know what, maybe we just need this is it. After that, here comes the boatload of direct-to-video releases. I mean, this was it. This was like, after Half Past Dead, it just went all to video. Straight to the video store. They had maybe 1 or 2 copies for rent, and that's what you had. So, I'm not even going to go through the details on each one of them, because there is there's probably a metric ton of these. There is The Foreigner. Starting off with The Foreigner. We did rent that one. Now, The Foreigner is partially good. It's okay. It's not the best, but it's not that good. I mean, it's worth seeing. He's got his little... He doesn't even have a 1911 in it, so that's kind of disappointing. Out for a Kill. I believe that was like I think that was like a foreign-made film. A lot of these started to become foreign-made. Then you had Belly of the Beast, which I kind of partly remember. He goes and rescues his daughter or something. Out of Reach, which is it's actually... I do like Out of Reach. I'll watch Out of Reach more than out of his direct-to-video ones. I'll watch Out of Reach a little bit more, because that's actually it's pretty decent. Don't expect any kind of Oscar-winning thing. I mean, this is like you just want to see Steven Seagal beat some people up, shoot his gun, and that's it. Bag of popcorn, and just kind of be lazy for the night, be somewhat entertained. All right, Clementine, never even heard of that. I don't even know. Like, I'm looking at the photo here that they have of it, and it looks like some kind of, like, again, like, half-assed brochure to some kind of, like, horrible, like, vacation house. Into the Sun, that's kind of like a Yakuza versus thing. You got a guy running around. It's pretty good. It's not bad. There could be worse. Submerged, again, not bad. Somewhat good. It's kind of like you could see they were trying to like almost somewhat capture Under Siege, the original, in some form of way, but it just kind of fell short. Today You Die, which is a very strange one, because he does a really weird thing in that one, and he's like running around with this other guy, and they're just trying to be like super overly cool in it, and it's just not working. It's just not working. I mean, it's like you're trying to be super cool, but you're really like super lame. But he does this weird thing where he's walking, and he takes his hand out of his jacket, and he's flipping the bird, and he's like pointing it up at a building, saying, "Hey, it's over here." And then he like looks at it like it's some kind of like object, and it's just... And he puts it back in his pocket. And it's like, what? And if you notice that about Seagal, and I will say this, next time you start watching his films, not so much the early ones, Under Siege 2 and further, and further into his direct-to-video stuff, watch him. He will flip the bird constantly. I don't know if it's a joke or what, but I just noticed that. It drives me crazy sometimes. I don't know what the deal is with that. Black Dawn, don't even remember that. It looks like he's reprising a character from The Foreigner, because you can also see, I'm also looking, this is the other funny thing, is you're also looking at his characters he plays. And let's go from The Foreigner on. It's like, The Foreigner, who is he? Jonathan Cold. Oh. Out for Kill, who are you? Robert Burns. Belly of the Beast, Jake Hopper. William Lansing. Travis Hunter. Chris Cody. So it's like, I don't know. Mercenary for Justice, that one again, it's so bad I don't even remember it. That's when you know it's bad. If I can't remember it, I'm telling you it's bad. Shadow Man is actually somewhat okay. I do recall that. I do watch that one from time to time. I think that's the one where he does this thing where he can like do his kung fu thing and hit you and then like break your insides or something like that. And the guy goes, he's like, hey, and he does it to a watermelon or something. He busts the watermelon apart doing that. The guy comes up to him and goes, or he's like, Master, I really liked what you did with the watermelon. Could you teach me more about that? So he just like judo kicks the guy across the room. He slams him into a wall. I guess that's teaching him more about whatever he did. Anyway, Attack Force, pretty bad. Don't even remember that one. Flight of Fury, that one's really bad. I just watched that again recently, and I was like, that's pretty bad. Urban Justice, that one's worth watching. It's okay. He's after like somebody that killed his brother or something like that, and he's in the streets. He's meeting up with gangs and stuff like that. One redeeming moment about it is Danny Trejo is in it. And Danny Trejo, oddly enough, Danny Trejo has made quite a few appearances in Seagal movies. Danny Trejo originally was in Marked for Death. In the beginning of the movie, that's who he's chasing, and then he's in he's in Machete. That's kind of interesting how, and we'll get to that. Or he's in Machete, but Steven Seagal's in Machete too. But anyway, moving on. Pistol Whipped. Pistol Whipped is actually decent. Some of these movies, like I said, I mean, a lot of them are like, I don't know, like what? Like you're watching it going, who even wrote this crap? Pistol Whipped is actually decent. He's like he plays a flawed character. Like for once, he's not some kind of ultimate badass that just couldn't, oh well, we need to get this job done, so let's call in Matt Cullen. Yeah, no, this was like he actually is a flawed character. He's an alcoholic gambler. He's in debt, not making it. These people offer him a bunch of money to take some people out. Not bad, pretty good. Kill Switch. Comical. Honestly, what ruins Kill Switch is the stupid editing. They kept doing this instant replay of him either throwing somebody through a window or something. That's what ruined Kill Switch. Other than that, Kill Switch would have been somewhat decent. Against the Dark is like kind of slash horror film, kind of like Dusk Till Dawn meets Steven Seagal. Driven to Kill, I think I can't help but think this was inspired a little bit by Taken with Liam Neeson, where he's a Russian guy. His daughter, his wife, or somebody gets killed. He goes crazy. He's like a Russian guy that's connected, and you don't want to mess with him because he's Steven Seagal. The Keeper, I was excited when I heard that was coming out because I saw it on. Obviously it's directed video, but I was working in a store that when I opened up the box for the new releases, I saw it. I was like, oh, I'm going to buy this and check it out and watch it. It was all right. It's not his best. He's like a bodyguard in it, basically. It's kind of like The Keeper is a really terrible ripoff of Kevin Costner's The Bodyguard, pretty much. So I don't know if he was just like sitting around one weekend and was watching. He's like, this is a pretty good movie. Let's make something like it. But we can't call it The Bodyguard, so let's call it The Keeper. A Dangerous Man. Pretty good. I actually watched it. Watch it from time to time just for a good laugh and a good entertainment. Not bad. Dangerous Man's not bad. Machete, of course, we all know that one. That's mostly, and it says even too, it's his first wide release since 2002. That's crazy. Born to Raise Hell. I actually I saw that when it came out, and I actually just recently bought it on DVD just to just kind of live back and see if it was, as good for whatever I remember it. Let's put it this way. I only made it halfway through the movie before I shut it off. The problem with that one is he talks so low, you can't hear him through the whole movie. And then he's just like, his mouth is moving, and you're like, wait a minute, did he say something or did he not say something? So I don't know. All right, now here we're entering into a realm where it's getting kind of point where I even didn't see a lot of these. Maximum Conviction, I do believe that's the one where he's with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and they're like in a prison, and they're doing some rescue thing. Force of Execution, I didn't even see that. Yeah, I didn't see Force of Execution. I don't even know what that's. A Good Man, I did see that. Don't remember it. That's probably bad. Gut Shot Straight. Didn't even watch that. Cover looks absolutely ridiculous. It's like a cartoon looking photo of him racking a slide of a gun. Yeah, that he looks like Count Dracula from Sesame Street or something. Absolution. That's actually not a bad movie. I do own that one. Absolution, and he's with Vinnie Jones in it. Vinnie Jones plays villain. I actually like him better when he doesn't play a villain, but it's decent. Oh, it says it's a sequel to A Good Man. Oh boy, yeah, interesting. Absolution, girl's in trouble. He decides, let's help her, and they go on this like crazy thing and helping her. And she's like, why are you doing this? He's like, well, let's just put it this way. Sometimes when you do a bad past and you want to make something good out of it, or something like that. I don't know. So, but he has his sidekick with him. The guy's pretty cool. I believe the guy's like Taiwanese or something. He's actually a pretty cool actor. Like him, he just he does carry a movie a little bit. He's definitely a good supporting actor. I forget what his name is. Let's see if he'll say it. Does not say it. Oh, by the way, also, if you look at who's directing these films, I do know that Keone Waxman, if he's directing it, he actually tends to make Seagal put a little bit more effort into it. So if he did direct it, you have a little bit of a better chance, not by much, but it being at least watchable. Keone Waxman, I believe, is actually from Hawaii, which is kind of cool. Code of Honor, didn't even see that. That sounds, I don't know. Did not see Code of Honor. Sniper, Special Ops, heard that was horrible. Did not watch it. The Asian Connection, don't even know what kind of title that is to begin with. Didn't watch it. End of a Gun, I actually just ordered that just to watch it. It is another one directed by Keone Waxman. I watched the trailer. The trailer looked decent. I heard they were trying to do something a little bit different with it, so we'll see. I don't know. Could be bad, could be good. Contract to Kill. Didn't even see that. I don't know. Looks like he's just. I'm looking at the poster. I don't know. A Perfect Weapon. Didn't see that. Looks like he's. And now, mind you, getting into these, I've also heard that he's not really. He's just a supporting act in it now. He just kind of even got lazier and just kind of comes around, farts around, and just goes, and then somebody else like kicks all the butt, and he barely does much in him. Cartels, I don't know. I never even saw that one either. It is directed by Keone Waxman. Like I said, could be good, could be bad. China Salesman, heard that was wretched. Didn't even want to watch it. Attrition, again, this one looks pretty bad. I'm looking at the cover here. It looks pretty bad. It looks like some kind of brochure to some kind of low-rent martial arts kung fu class. General Commander, looks like they made this around the same time because it looks like the same kind of photos they were using for the poster art here. It looks pretty bad. Beyond the Law, I would actually try to give that one a chance. Have not watched it yet. He's also teaming back up with DMX, the rapper. So, it could be good, could be bad. And that's it. He hasn't done anything that I'm aware of as far as movie-wise than that. So, there's kind of the rundown. I know, it's quite a lot, but don't get me wrong. He's entertaining. He's, his movies are fun to watch. It's gotten to the point where I literally pick and choose which one I watch and stick with. So, but anyway, man, don't, Steven, if you're ever listening to this, man, I'm not trying to bag on you, but, either way, I still grew up with your films. I'd still always, like your early films without a doubt. You've always entertained them. So thank you.